In case you face any problem in understanding or even in some problem related to audio or video, do not hesitate to inform me. And to inform, the best option is unmute your system, speak, and once it is over, then you again mute your system. Because do not raise simply the hand, because I will be in other screen, maybe in Word file, and maybe after some time even in other Word file where I will write something or I will discuss something. So this MS screen will not be in front of me. Because of that, it may not be possible for me to see your hands. Because of that, whenever there is any doubt, anything to ask, better unmute your system, speaks, and after that, once it is over, then you mute your system. Okay. Now, this what I was telling it, particularly for those who just joined. First 3 section I will cover, and Professor Sahu will share with you this whole file, Word file, and towards the end you will find even some of that reference books I already incorporate also, and these are the reference books which are mostly available online. But we are not following a particular book. For different discussion, we may bring different books, but for you the best option is to attend class regularly, clear your doubt, and time to time you can see the video also, which will be which is being recorded, and you can download also. And in my portion, whatever question will be there, that will be based on the questions, or that will be the portion discussed in class. So attending class is very, very important for you. And even your attendance carry some marks along with participation. Professor Sahu already probably explained it, that your theory portion involved 60 marks, which may be 3 to 5 questions and exams, and the rest 40 marks will be based on your attendance, participation, and assignments, and so and so. So that Professor Sahu will tell you in detail later on, and this file will be circulated by Professor Sahu. But as I said, first 3 section I will go for, and while discussing this introduction, please remember to save our time, to avoid duplication. Whenever a topic will be there, then and there itself, I will discuss the basic concepts. Say, for example, see here that utility. Say, for example, choice.
Sir,
utility.
1 minute before you start the class, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Pardon?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, those students have done late registration have not received any link or mail to join the class.
Professor, I have to talk to Professor Sahu. Either you can share the link, or I can request Professor Sahu after the class to circulate again that link. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I can tell you, because see, first of all, we made a unwritten policy that most of that communication will be done by only one particular faculty member. It is not that 2, 3 simultaneously, I will also communicate, he will also communicate. That is not a good sign. So Professor Sahu usually voluntarily doing as the coordinator, unofficially you can say, and because of that, most of these mails usually go from him, including the subject code or team code or class code which he circulated. It went from Professor Sahu only. So I can request Professor Sahu to circulate it. But by chance, if some student missed it, suppose maybe last class, maybe last before that, but this is already recorded, I believe. And in case a class is not recorded, you should not hesitate to remind the teacher, because sometimes even I may forget. You just remind, it's just, sir, please start the recording. That's all at the beginning. Okay, sometimes even I forget. So be careful, and you should be little bit careful about this recording also. Okay, and class material, I will upload it in your class material, that one, that folder you will get in case we share. But most of these cases, that what I shared just now or show you, it is in your screen, that those books name and other things, those are Professor Sahu will circulate this course content, and it is available mostly online. You can download anytime. We are having, but some of them are not having also. Do not worry, regularly attend the class. Okay, I was talking about utilities. I was say, for example, utility. To avoid duplication, what happened? This utility will appear here. The consumer preference and independence curve analysis. Starting point of that concept is nothing but utility. Demand and supply. This whole second section is demand and supply. So whenever demand and supply will be there, obviously I will discuss the basic concepts, or I will introduce different concepts. Cost, revenue, all this. So equilibrium will be there here, market equilibrium, you see here, notion of equilibrium. All these will be these, just to avoid duplication. Whenever a topic will be there, then and there itself we will discuss the topic. Cost, return, all these, production and cost, it will be there. Short run, long run, so and so. We'll discuss in detail. Okay, so any question, anything to ask? And you already, at least some of you already received the mail from Professor Sahu about your section and all this. And I believe, okay, or otherwise I can again show you, even I can quickly show you that team code again. By chance, someone didn't receive it. This is the team code. And it is a distribution. Professor Sahu already circulated this file among you. Okay. So many of you already received it. And again, I will request Professor Sahu, maybe today after that class, because he is busy in class, to circulate it again. Okay. Now, any question, anything to ask? If you have any question, you can ask me right now. Okay. Now I'm going back to your basic discussion. Like, why? See, first of all, I will not discuss here the terminology economics or how the terminology economics came into picture, Greek word or Latin word. Those you will read yourself. But my basic concern is that why we need to study the subject economics. Okay. So if you want to say something, you can keep it on. Otherwise, you mute your system. Do not keep it. Otherwise, I cannot do it again and again. That muting all of you. Okay. Do not keep your system unmute. So we need to study that why we need to study economics. First of all, in other class also I discussed it. First of all, you need to know three basic issues here. And you also need to know that economics is a subject which is mostly discussed under, say, behavioral science. Means mostly we deal with human behavior. Initially, 4-5 lecture, my lecture, 4-5, mostly deal with your individual behavior. Then we will try to generalize it, and later part, when we will start discussing demand, supplies, and some basic small numerical problem will come into picture. Okay, and more and more it will be realistic. Even now also, whatever I will discuss, it will be related to your behavior, individual decision making behavior, which we mostly talked about. individual decision-making behavior means economic decision mostly. Okay. Now, basic issue here is 3 basic issues comes into picture. First of all, you ask yourself or you think about yourself that about your wants, your desire. Human wants are unlimited. You ask yourself that same question: is your wants limited or unlimited? The simple answer is human wants are unlimited. Okay. You want more and more. You want more and more. But many a times what happened? You want more and more, but many a times it happened that as your resources are limited, you restrict your wants. You control your wants. Now, question is that what do I mean by here resources? Resource may be very broad word, but for the time being, to narrow it down for your simple understanding, you can for the time being think that money is your resource, is an example, but resource is not so narrow. It may be even include human resource also. Most of these are maybe your hidden in nature, or you cannot quantify directly. Many times some of these characteristics are difficult to quantify. It may be qualitative, maybe. That aspects may be there. Okay, that is one issue. But here your wants are limited, but you are controlling your wants with your limited resource. Because your resources are limited. Second aspect is resources are limited. Wants are unlimited, resources are limited. And third one, what I just now said, with your limited resource, you try to maximize your wellness, satisfaction, desire. Because your wants are limited, unlimited. Many a times, as there is a price tag, because of that, you are restricting your wants. Otherwise, if you see that something is freely available, no price tag, as much as possible, you can take it. Then most of these cases, what will happen at your individual level, you will try to possess as much as possible if something is freely available. So your wants are actually unlimited. But the moment price tag is coming into picture, there is a cost associated with possessing or consuming that resource, maybe, or that item, any item. Then obviously, as your resources are limited, you will try to restrict yourself. So obviously, what you are doing it ultimately with your limited resource, you will try to, or you will try to utilize your resources in such a way that you will get your maximum satisfaction, maximum wellness, maximum utility. Again, a new term is coming into picture, utility. So what do I mean by utility here? Gradually, please remember, gradually I am moving towards your, I'm telling you, let me show you, that will be clear. Again, course content. Gradually I am moving towards this particular lecture. This will, although it may show that one lecture only, but in our old curriculum it was only one lecture, but 4 or 5 lecture it required. Because simultaneously I am going to discuss even different concepts also. And unless you understand, it will be meaningless to jump from one topic to another topic quickly. So initially it takes more time. Anyway, so what I was telling you, with your limited resource, you will try to maximize your wellness or welfare or utility. Now, question is that what do I mean by utility? Now, utility is a one satisfying power of a commodity by consuming or possessing, because all the commodity you cannot consume. Sometimes certain commodity you can possess only. Like you are having a four-wheeler. Four-wheeler you cannot consume. Just for example. So by possessing that four-wheeler, you generate some wellness, satisfaction. That is its utility. One satisfying power of a particular commodity is called utility. So right now, if some of you are using a pen, for you right now that pen is having some utility. It can satisfy your wants. Afternoon, if you are playing football, football might be having a utility. If you are very thirsty, a glass of water will have utility at that particular point in time. So it may vary with time, it may vary with place, it may vary depending upon different situation, in different context, it may vary. And as I said at the beginning, initially few lecture will be mostly your individual decision making, and time to time we will try to generalize also. Now, in my class, do not hesitate to ask question. Do not hesitate. There is not much difference between you and me in terms of even economic knowledge. I can prove it. Many of the things what happen, you may not be aware about the terminology. You may not be aware, but indirectly you are even exercising your economic behavior. Many of the things already know it nowadays because of surroundings. Many of these, or might be some of you already studied little bit economics in your might be high school level or maybe at later part. But even otherwise also, if someone is not studying at all, do not worry at all, because many of the things you already know it. Only there you may not be aware about different terminology. For example, and most of these cases I will give you examples. And I believe majority of you are in IIT campus, along with some of you might be outside campus. But time to time in my, yes, please. Yes, please. I believe majority of you are in IIT campus.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but those
Yes.
who are not in IIT campus by chance, do not worry, because it has nothing to do with IIT campus or this one, because in my lecture time to time, and those who are in IIT campus, you already visited, I believe, Tech Market. It is a well-known place for you, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so but those who are not in campus, do not worry. You have to imagine your own market, nearby market, and when you are going to market, how you are behaving, your economic behavior, something like that. You have to imagine. But in my lecture, time to time, you may very frequently you may find the reference of Tech Market, maybe, because I will ask you question and expect that quickly you will respond. Whether it is right or wrong, forget about it. But do not hesitate to answer, and quickly, I expect quickly your answer so that I can move fast, because there are so many topics to cover. Okay. And another thing, you should know it, particularly in initial phase, when I am not generalizing it. Suppose sometime you are asking, you are giving me an answer. Straight away, I cannot say it is wrong, because it is your individual decision-making behavior. Individual behavior, you might be thinking it, but while generalizing it, certain basic assumptions on other issues will come into picture. Many economists actually bring it in that way, some of that assumptions, so that we can later on we can generalize it to some extent. Then your rationality and other aspects will come into picture. We'll discuss it, do not worry. But my first question, suppose some of you already visited Tech Market, I believe. Suppose, hypothetically, suppose you have 500 rupee, because at the beginning I said that your wants are unlimited, resources are limited. Suppose for the time being, I assume that you have limited resource, and I am expressing that resource maybe in a very narrow sense in terms of money in your pocket right now, suppose. So you want to market with 500 rupees, suppose hypothetically. These are a hypothetical value. Do not ask me a question like why 500, why not 1,000, why not 1 million. You can think about. You you are free, no problem. So you went to market, suppose with 500 rupees, suppose, or 100. Someone said, suppose, why not 100? So I'm telling you, suppose with 100 rupees. I'm making it more limited, suppose. You went to market, take market with 100 rupees. And why you are going to take market? Quickly, if you like to respond, it's fine. If you do not respond, that is also fine. Then I have to create my own example. But whatever I am trying to explain it, this might be just like a class 7-8 standard question I'm asking it right now. So suppose some of you went to take market. Now my question is that why you went to take market? Simple answer is might be to purchase something, because there are different shops are there. So what kind of item you are purchasing? Suppose maybe name 2-3 item maybe. Quickly, if you like to respond, but
So land.
Sir, bucket and mug.
Biscuits.
fine. So you went to market. Someone said at the beginning, very first, some girl said something. What item you said? I didn't hear it.
Sir, I said LAN cable.
Oh, LAN cable. Okay, okay. So first of all, I want to make it clear that it is your individual behavior. You are free to purchase anything, provided you are having money or you are having some arrangement. This is one aspect. Second thing is that there is nothing special about those items. Certain consumable item you went to market. So I just, someone said that mug and bucket. Yes, at that he required it, he purchased it. Now question is, now then I'm making it little bit more complicated. Like, say you went to market, then you purchase first bucket and mug. Then you also purchase, same person also purchase LAN cable. Then another person also said some fruits. The third item is suppose fruits. Suppose I ask you to prepare a list of items based on your preference. Not necessarily. Suppose you ask me that question and I prepared that my list of items which I require in this way. First item bucket and mug, then LAN cable, and third fruits, and so and so. There are n number of items. Initially, price is not coming into picture, into that picture, price tag. So I ask you freely that you prepare a list of items. Then you prepared your preference list. Now, right now, you may not have sufficient money to purchase all the items simultaneously. So you are obviously following a first item first because you prepared. And here comes your rationality. The concept of rationality is coming into picture. Means while preparing your preference list, own preference list, you are supposed to prepare it without being influenced from someone else. This is your preference list. In your consumption basket, you need so many items. So you prepared a preference list. So when you went to market, if you are a rational consumer, you are supposed to look first item first, then second, third, fourth. In that way, you are supposed to go. When you reach market, instead of first item, if you start looking for 10th item, then I would say that your behavior is irrational. So rationality is a very important concept in economics. So we all the time we assume that consumer must behave rationally. So that I also expect from you that whenever you try to respond, you should behave rationally. Means you should respond rationally. Okay. Because otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, I would say that okay, your preference list when you prepared it might be it is influenced by someone else. But when I said at the beginning that when you are preparing your preference list, you prepare your own preference list. I have nothing to dictate because this is your own preference list and it is your ultimate consumption basket. You may not have sufficient money right now, but whenever you get an opportunity, you are going to follow that particular list or list of items. Now, if you say that, okay, my first item is bucket and mug, then my question is simple question. Why bucket and mug at the beginning or first item? Your answer, quick answer.
Because it is necessary to bath daily.
So simple, yeah. The answer is right now you feel that this bucket and mug is the topmost priority item for you. Might be you need it right now. So because of that, you are giving it topmost priority. You need that bucket and mug, and because of that, you are purchasing it. Okay. But not necessarily, do not try to generalize it right now. Later on, I will tell you when I will try to generalize some of your behavior. But right now, I'm not trying to this one. So because of that, your consumption basket or your preference list may be totally different from another student's preference list. So do not try, I will not try to generalize it. Okay. But where I will try to generalize it, whoever may be the consumer, he or she is supposed to be the rational human being, means he is or she is supposed to look for the first item first. There I can generalize it. Okay, this is one aspect. Now, this is one aspect. I will again come back to that particular aspects after some time. But three issues I believe you already understood. That is, human wants are unlimited, resources are limited. With your limited resource, you want to maximize your utility, wellness, or satisfaction. Okay. Now, because of that, this bucket and mug, at that particular point in time, you felt that this bucket and mug is having maximum utility or one satisfying bound for you or the consumer at that particular point in time. Because of that, he or she is looking for that bucket and mug first and keeping that item at the top of that list. Not necessarily, please remember, not necessarily these are the items, not necessarily prepared or the list is prepared based on the amount or based on the market price. No, market price has nothing to do here at this moment. Why? Because sometimes even your say needle may be top of that list, depending upon your requirement. So not necessarily that always money is playing the big role here. It is not like that. And most of these cases, say for bucket and mug. In general, we are talking about market price. But in this case, later part, that issue will also come. That is, say in terms of say utility. Say utility, when we talk about utility, there are two different approaches. One is called cardinal measure. I do not know where this one, but let me open a blank Word file. I think it is opened so that I can write it here. Can you see the Word file?
Yes,
Now, blank. Yeah. So I'm writing it here. One is, say this utility just now I mentioned, okay? Utility, can you see it? If you face any problem, do not hesitate to inform me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir, it's fine.
Okay, so this utility, there are two approaches you will find it here. Two groups of economists, you can say. One group say that utility you can measure in quantitative term. They are called cardinalists. On this measurement of utility is called cardinal measure of utility. Cardinal means quantitative measurement. Okay, cardinal measure of utility or cardinal utility, you can say. Cardinal utility, one approach. And another group say that no, you cannot quantify utility. You can measure utility in relative term, either greater than or less than. This measurement is called ordinal measure of utility. Ordinal measure. Ordinal measure of utility. We'll come back to that ordinal measure later on. We'll start with cardinal measure of utility. and gradually then we will come on to ordinal measure. And as I said, as I promised at the beginning, that whatever basic concepts will be there, then and there itself we discuss it. Now, I'm starting with an example. First of all, if we talk about cardinal measure, this is a quantitative way of measuring utility. Then question is that how then you are measuring utility? Say I'm measuring right now, I'm talking about a glass of water, suppose. Glass of water. Okay. Glass of water. Now, please remember, there will be certain assumptions. Obviously, some general assumptions. Like when I am talking about a glass of water, this is not exactly an assumption, but by default, you have to assume certain things which is standard. Like glass of water, when I am referring, by default, you should understand that this is a drinking water. Now, different glasses must be having same size, okay, and shape maybe also, so that it will not make the result indifferent. It will make the result same, like each and every glass is having a 200 ml capacity, okay, so and so. Now, how to measure the utility in quantitative terms? So this group of economists, cardinalists, they say that utility of a particular commodity at a particular point in time is the money value you are ready to pay for it. Particular commodity at a particular point in time is the money value you are ready to pay for it at this particular point in time. Okay, like say this water, glass of water, first glass, suppose. Okay, first glass, I am ready to pay, say 10 rupee. 10 rupee. Please remember, this is not the market price of glass of water. Right now I am thirsty, or you are thirsty, suppose. I offered you a glass of water, 200 ml glass of water. You are in a football field, suppose you are playing football, sweating like anything, and you are desperate to have a glass of water. Then I offered you a glass of water, not free, it is with a price tag of 10 rupee. So first glass I offer you 10 rupee. What will you do? Will you have it or not?
Yes, sir. We will have it without considering the price.
So 10 rupee, considering the price is straightforward, it is 10 rupee. So you will have it.
Without considering the price, we will have it because like we have a necessity for water.
Okay.
So
So before going to continue with that example, I will continue and I will bring it some other example also. So here you are ready to pay 10 rupees, so its utility is 10. So this is the cardinal measure of utility, one way of measuring. But obviously, it is based upon certain assumptions. So simultaneously, you need to remember those assumptions also. This one I will come later, sometime later. Ordinal measure I will go later part. But cardinal measure, you should know these assumptions. Some of the assumptions. First assumption is your money is limited. Money income is limited. Obviously means your resources are limited. That is behind the scene, it will be there. Second assumption is you are yet to attain the level of saturation. You are yet to attain the level of saturation here means with respect to water, you are not completely full. Means you are looking for water at this point in time. You are not saturated with respect to water. You are looking for more and more quantity of water. Water is just a symbolic. It may be anything. You are hungry, you can think about a plate of rice also, or any item, any item. It may be consumable, it may be non-consumable also. Then you will possess it. So your money income is limited, then your your consumer is yet to attain the level of saturation. This is another assumption. Then your utility is additive. Third assumption is utility is additive. I'm going to show you that particular assumption. What does it mean after a few minutes? Okay. So utility is additive. Just like any addition, you can go on adding utility of individual this one. Okay. Then your all the time consumer try to maximize his utility or satisfaction. Means here you can assume that consumer is a utility maximizing entity. Means all the time consumer or any individual will try to, you ask yourself, all the time you will try to maximize your welfare, satisfaction, all of your activities. Unfortunately, your classes are not started, but some of you already have seen the Nalanda complex where your offline class usually take place. Okay. Then if I ask you that, okay, how you are coming to Nalanda complex for taking a offline class, suppose hypothetically, we assumed a better future, suppose coming days. So you are coming to Nalanda complex for taking a offline class. How you are coming? You might be coming by city bus. You may come by your own cycle. You may even walk also. Different option. Whatever option is available, you will explore. If I ask you why this, you ultimately you choose a particular option, and you on that particular morning, you say went to Nalanda complex by walk. Okay. Then if I ask you why you are walking or why you choose that option, your answer might be no. At this particular moment, under a given situation, this is the best option for me. Might be some of you might be thinking that, okay, no, it's a morning, very sunny morning, it's a cold winter season, so better to walk so that I will become fresh also, and something like that. Your feeling may be something like that. And please remember, at the beginning, I said that I will not try to generalize everything, that why it is not similar with another student. I cannot say that one. Someone might be going for a long drive by spending time, by spending money on fuel or vehicle and so and so. Will you, someone may say him that, oh, he is mad. But I cannot say, because he might be at this particular moment, he might be generating his wellness by going for a long drive. So that perception may vary from person to person, and you cannot say that totally that this is right or this is wrong. You cannot say it. Particularly human behavior. Anyway, so what I say, one is obviously, I do not know how many I said. One is obviously rationality. So first one is consumer must be a rational human being. He must have limited money income. Okay. Third one is all the time he try to maximize his utility. Okay. Then another is utility is additive. Another is utility is measured in quantitative term, cardinally. This is another assumption. Then another assumption may be your
saturation.
Pardon?
Saturation. The consumer has not reached
Consumer
the
is yet to
saturation.
attain the level of saturation, means he is looking for more and more quantity of that commodity. This is one of the assumptions, important assumptions, because it has a link with your first assumption, who are rationality. Because if I say that you are already full with respect to water, then there is every reason, or there will be some logic to behave irrationally. If I am totally full with water, then what is the point of consuming, maybe freely available, maybe by purchasing, but where is the point of consuming additional glasses of water? I cannot. So to fulfill rationality, this assumption is also important, very, very important, and consumer is yet to attain the level of saturation. Then obviously another
Consumer is a utility maximizing entity.
Yeah, that is a maximizing utility. That is somewhere I mentioned that all the time consumer try to maximize his utility. Okay, that is, you can assume it. But another is your utility is additive. Probably another I say that utility is additive, and probably somewhere I do not know where I say it, but this is one of that assumption. Another is your utility of money is constant. Okay, utility of money is constant. Utility of money is constant. And another is your it follow law of diminishing marginal utility. It follow law of diminishing marginal utility. Another is it follow law of diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility. Now, one by one, there are many things to discuss, to explain. One by one, I'm going for this one. Okay. Now, I'm starting with this one, that utility is measured in quantitative term. Here, the money value you are paying it. This is its equivalent to 10. That is the utility. Okay. Some of that assumption will also appear in ordinary measure of utility. So do not totally forget about those assumptions. These are very, very important. Like ordinal measure of utility. Here, rationality obviously one of that assumption. Consumer must be even rational human being, even here also. Limited resources. This is another assumption. It will be common here. Consumer is yet to attain the level of saturation. Obviously, it will also be here. So and so. Some of that assumption you will find it. Now, I'm coming back to that our glasses of water. Suppose first glass 10 rupee. You say that you are purchasing, but among you, there may be few who may not even purchase also. That is also possible. So some of you may not be feeling that thirsty, might be in terms of water, or maybe you are not ready to pay this 10 rupee for that glass of water, 200 ml drinking water. So you may not. It is purely your decision. But some of you already purchased glass of water, and your situation is that you are very, very thirsty. Situation is like that. So you purchase first glass. Now my question is, then I offered you second glass of water. Second glass of water.
Utility would decrease.
Utility will decrease. What does it mean? Means I offered you second glass of water with a price tag of 10 rupee. What will you do? Will you purchase or not? My question is simple. Will you purchase or not?
No. If I want to have another glass of water, then I would just purchase it out.
Okay. So some of you will purchase. Now I am concentrating on those consumer who purchased first glass of water. Those who didn't purchase, I exclude them. But then those who purchase, I offered them second glass of water, which again a price tag of 10 rupee. Now you said that some of them who purchase first glass of water at 10, some of them will purchase but at a lower price. And there may be only few who might be very, very thirsty, still thirsty, might be ready to pay another 10 rupee for this second glass of water. But for the time being, if I assume that, okay, you are not ready to pay 10 rupee for this glass of water, you are ready to pay, suppose 5 rupee, hypothetical value, all are hypothetical. Then second glass of water, you paid 5 rupee. So utility, individual utility is 5. Someone of you already said that utility will decrease, that individual utility of these different glasses of water decrease. Similarly, third glass, suppose. Third glass. Some of you might be ready to pay maximum 2 rupee. So utility will be 2, not 5 even. So these are actually your marginal utility. Marginal utility is the one satisfying or power of each and every individual unit of that commodity. Or in other way, marginal utility, we express it just like change in total utility divided by change in unit of consumption, you can say. Change in total utility by change in unit of consumption. When you move from, in our example, it is much more simple that each and every case, change in unit of consumption denominator is 1. First to second, second to third, in that way. But sometimes it may be in large number also. That is not an issue. And change in total utility is 10 minus 5 for second class. Marginal utility is 10 minus 5. So 10 minus 5 is 5 divided by 1 is 5. Third class.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, in cardinal utility, the number that we associate with the commodity, is it a data set, like in this case, the price we are ready to pay, or is it a score of
It is the price we are ready to pay. So for first glass, you are ready to pay 10 rupee. So its utility is 10. They brought here one unit of utility that is called util, but you can ignore also. They call the 10 util, 5 util in that way. It is that unit of utility. They brought it, that one also.
But how price could be sir,
How price could be?
decreased?
What you are doing? First
I'm
glass, first glass, you pay 10 rupee. Second class, are you ready to pay 10 rupee? I will write 10. If you are ready to pay 10, then I will go move on to third, fourth, fifth. In that way, I will go on. Will you each and every time, will you ready to pay 10 rupee? Price is going decreasing means this is the price you are ready to pay, not market price. Are you getting my point?
Yep,
Sir,
got it.
sir, I had a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, does emergency influence utility? Because let's say for the second class, if there is 10 rupees, then maybe we are going close to saturation, so we'll pay relatively less. But let's say if I'm like very again desperate, like for drinking water, then I'll be able to pay 10 rupees also. So does emergency influence utility as well?
No, emergency means what?
Sir,
Obviously, you see, in your case, just listen to me. In your case, whatever may be the situation, you consume first glass of water, because I am simultaneously, I am not giving a say 8 hours gap or something like that. In my example, I offered first glass, you consume, then I offered second glass. Continuously it is happening. So whatever utility you will generate related to first glass, second glass, obviously it will be less. Or it may be at the most, it may be equal to first glass.
yes, sir.
Then third glass, fourth glass, in that way it will go on. And here you see, accordingly, you are getting some marginal utility value. And if you add it up, 2-3 assumption will be clear to you from this one. First of all, if you add it up, this total value is 17. That is the total utility of 3 glasses of water. Here comes that one of that assumption that utility is additive. Means just like any addition, you can add up the marginal utility. You will get the total utility. This is one. Second, you study the values. These are in a very simple way, I just draw it. But you can make it very complicated. Like second glass, you also assume 10. Third glass also 10. Fourth glass 5. Fifth glass again 5. In that way you can make it. But ultimately, more or less, it will show a decreasing trend. Means marginal utility is decreasing in successive consumption of that unit of that commodity. Indirectly, what I am telling it, in a polished form, law of diminishing marginal utility. You see the name. Marginal utility is decreasing. This is indirectly I am explaining it. That each assumption, what I said, it follow law of diminishing marginal utility. Then the question is how I, just give me 1 minute before ending, I'm just telling you. Then how I defining, not a classical definition, but in general, how you define law of diminishing marginal utility. So the law, it follow law of diminishing marginal utility, but what is law of diminishing marginal utility? When a consumer consumes more and more unit of a particular commodity, one satisfying power of each and every successive unit will decrease. This is the law of diminishing marginality. All other things are at certain level. When a consumer consumes more and more unit of a particular commodity, one satisfying power of each and every individual unit will decrease. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. So when a consumer, you ask yourself, you are consuming more and more unit of a particular commodity. Same commodity I am referring, because later on I will bring your example. I didn't forget it. You might be forgetting. Tomorrow or next class, you have to remind me that bucket and mug, then what I said, land cable, or maybe fruits or something like that. I will make it more complicated, this example. Under law of equimarginal utility. I'm telling you beforehand, so that you might be study little bit about, maybe in internet also, maybe that terminology. But in that way, so law of diminishing marginal utility say that when a consumer consume more and more unit of a particular commodity, one satisfying power of each and every individual unit, succeeding unit, will decrease. Means in other way, short form, marginal utility will decrease. And this is happening in our example also. So if you have any question, you can ask me.
Sir, what does the term marginal mean?
एक minute, just a minute. I'm saving this one. Just give me a minute. I'm just saving it. Bring it class discussion. I'm saving that file. So your question is, what does it, that marginal utility means you change in total utility by change in unit of consumption. Means marginal utility means the additional utility you will generate by consuming or possessing one additional unit of that particular commodity. Like in that glass of water. When you consume second glass of water, in comparison to first glass, total utility will change. After consuming 2 glasses of water, your total utility is 15, 10 plus 5, 15. So here, it is basically, in this case, when you consume 2 glasses of water, your actually total utility is 15. After consuming second glass of water. When you consume first glass of water, after consuming first glass of water, your total utility was 10. So 15 minus 10 is equal to 5. And how much is that change in unit? 1. So equal to 5 by 1 equal to 5. So for second glass of water, your marginal utility is 5. This was I am referring. This is the additional utility you will generate by consuming or producing one additional unit of that particular commodity. You may consume also, you may possess also, but you generate some additional utility. That is the marginal utility, the concept. And please remember, this marginal concept is very, very important in economics. Here we are talking in terms of utility, but later part it will be in terms of maybe even marginal cost, marginal return. I will explain, but that concept will be there. Okay. Yeah, please.
Sir, I am not getting the difference between cardinal utility and ordinal utility.
Now, why you are jumping to ordinal now? The cardinal is clear or not? Ordinal, I am yet to bring it. I will bring it. And some of that point I will start with it. I am yet to explain margin utility of money is constant. I am yet to explain. So do not jump to ordinal. Do not think too much. Ordinal is relative. For the time being, you just remember that it is not quantitative, it is relative. It is measured in greater than or less than. Means to measure greater than or less than, you need to have minimum 2 commodity simultaneously. Then you are comparing where utility is more. Should I consume this item A or item B? Where you feel that utility is more, you are consuming or possessing that particular commodity. So it is a comparison. I will come, do not jump to that one. But cardinal, when I'm talking about cardinal, whatever I discuss with example, is it clear or not? That is important for me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's enough. Do not jump to that one. If after that, and you have to have the patience, because I can continue, because I enjoy. While discussing this one, because I am reading it, I know it, then I am enjoying it. You are also asking me question, I am happy. Because in online, students are not asking that much question, and which is very, very discouraging for a teacher. The moment you are asking question, I am happy. And do not worry for mistake. Forget about mistake. Okay. So let me download the attendance list. And okay. So if you have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, let me stop the recording. I didn't stop, I think. Yeah.